Joanne Jones here to take you through the week on HRTV.
First dude, and you want to twist on the outside. You're looking at Lucky. You're looking at Lucky in the Preakness to win it by a half length.
First down on the outside here. Here at the wire, Drosselmeyer, who gets first dude in the shadow of the wire.
Romp in the Haskell
Is too close to call.
Dale, when you look back through his past performances, you see so many near misses against some of the best horses in racing in the biggest races for 3-year-olds. Are there excuses for him, or is there something about him that causes a little bit of traffic trouble? What is it that he's not quite getting that W?
You know, in the Bluegrass, he had a trouble trip, but the other races, he really hasn't had an excuse. I mean, he's been consistent all year long. He's run the same race every time. It just seems like somebody's jumped up and run a super race on him every time. And I think, you know, he just has to move up a touch, and he can be right there with the best ones in the country.
Your wife, Tammy Fox, gallops him, and she is petite, and he is enormous. Do you get a lot of jeering and fun-loving around the backstretch with this combination? And does she have any challenges galloping him because he is so big and she's so small?
No, he does. He does whatever she tells him to do, but I don't even think he knows she's up there half the time. And so he could get away with whatever he wanted, but he's pretty kind and they get along well. She's been up here all week with him, so I've been having to take care of kids and dogs and all kinds of things at home.
The $1 million Pennsylvania Derby was this week's Lanes End feature race.
They come off the turn together, and now a Little Warm has the lead. First dude backs out of there. 1 furlong to go. It's a Little Warm. A Little Warm a half length. Morning Line is dead game and fights on the inside. First dude trying to come on again. A Little Warm. First dude on the outside. Morning Line down at the rail. A dramatic finish in the Pennsylvania Derby. It's Morning Line.
One of those cases that, you know, we had a call with Nick, and we like the horse a lot. And I've been on Little Warm past 2 races, and they end up running in the same race. And we're committed to ride this horse, and we stay on it, and it worked out good for us.
Feels great, and you know, all these photos this year, it's been a tough year, but I got to thank God for that photo. There's no question. I guess he got me over the line finally, but it's been a great year. It's been a tough year. It's been a trying year because, you know, like every other stable, my help and my people put a lot into it, and there's been so many defeats, but this is really sweet today. And, you know, I won my first race in Pennsylvania at Liberty Bell way back when I had black hair. So it's fitting that we win today.
The Grade 2 Gallant Bloom highlighted Belmont's weekend of racing.
Rapport was sharp in victory in the Victory Ride. Sarah Louise fully extended, trying to hold up. Just Whistle Dixie. Sarah Louise, Just Whistle Dixie. Sarah Louise did it, but did it narrowly. As they come down to the finish, it is Moon Tune Missy, ready to run today.
I think there's a horse that's an up-and-comer in here, a 3-year-old filly by Fusaichi Pegasus, and that's My Jen. I thought that was just an awesome return to the races, and you're going to get a horse who gets off the rail. I think that's going to help her chances in here. Now, she's proven that she's capable with these types, and she gets Julian Leparoux back in the saddle. There is a small chance of regression, almost a month in between starts, and that was a great return to the races. If she regresses, then there's a problem. problem for My Jen. If she does not regress, watch out for My Jen, who's 8-1 on the morning line with Julian Leparoux in the saddle. I thought that race last time out was a winning effort, and if she can move forward or run the same race, she can win this race.
Well, Rapport beat her that race.
She did.
And she's in it again. And I don't know. I think My Jen will be sitting second and maybe having to do the dirty work early on to go after Rapport. And if they hook up, that's just going to make it that much easier for a stalker or a closer. And Sarah Louise.
Like Sarah Louise.
Fits the bill.
The half was 46 seconds flat. Rapport and Moontoon Missy. They are head-to-head, but Moontoon Missy's in front. Moontoon Missy is the leader as they pass the 8th pole. My Jen is moving late. Sarah Louise is getting underway very late in the game, and she's coming fast on the outside. It is still Moontoon Missy, but here's My Jen. Moontoon Missy, My Jen. My Jen!
Patient Julian Leparoux doing what he does best, picking up the pieces and gets up in the final stride.
And how about this? If you tuned in and caught Against the Odds this week, Aaron Veracruzzi's selection for the Gallant Bloom just popped at a big number.
I don't even want to acknowledge this because he's probably going to come walking by us, patting himself on the back right now. Now, Aaron does good. He picks the long shots and gets one in a grade 1 now, or grade 2.
Pursuit of the Cup remembered the 2000 Breeders' Cup Mile champion, War Chant.
Into the final furlong now. Northeast bound, digs down deep, and he's tenaciously holding on to the lead. A first success is right in front leg. Here comes Mountatier, and with giant strides, War Chant is flying as they come to the finish. Here's the winner, War Chant. War Chant coming home 13th in this field.
When he got here, he was really a young horse. He's a late Mayfoal, which means when he ran in the Derby, he wasn't even really 3. So he was very immature. The guys always say that they know now what their mother went through when they were 16, because he is the ultimate bad boy. I mean, he just likes to do everything the hard way. Kind of reminds me of Fonzie. You know, he's a great horse, great guy, but can be tough when he needs to be. They've been exercising horses here for a long time. We started when Seattle Slew came. And it really is not only for their physical benefit, but for their mental benefit. It's somebody else telling them what to do, somebody else getting them out in the morning. You know, it's what they're born to do. They love to do it. He has a great time. He's the first horse that goes out every morning. He's just a real professional every morning, but he loves to go.
War Chant coming home 13th in this field.
When HRTV Rewind returns.
And how is Goldie going right now?
She's very well. I'm very happy.
Poet's Voice is trying to wear down Rip Van Winkle and Red Jazz. Rip Van Winkle finding plenty. Poet's Voice, photo!
Is everybody ready? This is it.
To me, this is as good as it gets. I mean, we have 45,000 people at a fairground.
It's almost like Oktoberfest. Let's have a big party and go to Delaware.
You know, the fans just go crazy for their horses.
Any trainer that's in this business wants to win a little run, Judge.
It's usually pretty much a highlight of a guy's career.
It's Miller time in Ohio!
The second leg of Pacing's Triple Crown took place Thursday at the Delaware County Fair.
Rock and roll heaven starts to open up a bit. Length and 3/4 on I'm Gorgeous, trying to stay with him with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Racing third is Razzle Dazzle. Into the stretch they come. Rock and roll heaven with the lead. I'm Gorgeous can do nothing but chase. It's all rock and roll heaven winning the Little Brown Jug.
Now, Zoe, that is something else. Just a couple hours ago, we saw Rock and Roll Heaven, an hour and a half ago, finish up in a world record time. How does this horse come back and equal that same time, second time in one day?
I have got absolutely no idea, but certainly saving a lot for the lane was Daniel Duby, and he wins in very, very easy fashion.
Well, he had some things go his way in the first heat. As you know, that's the crucial part, getting to the final.
You're going to have an opportunity to have a good post. We're happy with the 2-hole. When he got to the front and got a casual second quarter, I felt pretty comfortable. I really am a little shocked that he paced as much as he did the second heat as easily as he did.
Equaled the world's record, and it's a 2-heat world record as well. Nobody's ever gone that fast in 2 heats.
I hope I can bring one next year to do it.
Where do we go from here with Rock and Roll Heaven?
We'll go home and refresh a little bit, go to Pocono for the Crown eliminations and race in the Crown final, hopefully on the 9th, and then come back to Lexington for a race.
It's my great pleasure to give you this beautiful brown jug ring with a diamond. You've joined a very exclusive club. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Dan, denied a few years back, but you come back this year and just a dominating performance in the little brown jug.
Yeah, the horse race, amazing, you know, he's so good, you know, it was good for him.
Ascot's Saturday card included turf racing with possible Breeders' Cup implications.
White Moonstone shifting right, Together is rallying well into second. White Moonstone from Together, they race for the line. White Moonstone still unbeaten, wins the Fillies Mile. He's 8 or 9 lengths clear of in second place Clamour, and this could be a very good horse, endorsing his position in the market for next year's 2,000 guineas. Frankel wins the Royal Lodge in tremendous style. Poet's Voice is coming down the outside under Frankie Dettori. Poet's Voice is trying to wear down Rip Van Winkle and Red Jazz. Rip Van Winkle finding plenty. Poet's Voice, photo!
Godolphin and Frankie. Frankie wins his 3rd on the afternoon. Poet's Voice, my goodness me, over Rip Van Winkle. That is the 2nd time today that Godolphin has nosed out Ballydoyle, and Red Jazz for each way punters back in 3rd.
Back-to-back mile champion Goldikova is still on track to compete for her 3rd Breeders' Cup win.
Goldikova is still on course for her next stop in Longchamp, and that's where we caught up with her trainer, Freddie Head.
She's very well. I'm very happy. She's running. She's now on course for the Prix de la Forêt, and then we hope to go to Churchill.
Are you worried about what the ground might be?
Well, of course. I would like it to be a little not too soft, but we'll see. She can handle everything. If the going is soft, maybe that's a bit not so good, but she was 2nd in the Jacques Lemar in soft ground, so I mean, nothing can stop her.
Freddie Head was there to oversee the debut of Goldikova, Goldikova's half-sister by Galileo.
She's different, totally different. She hasn't got the speed of the sister. She doesn't look like her, but no comparison. You can't compare. Huh? Maybe she'd be better.
Another mile contender, Get Stormy, was the subject of this week's HRTV Diary.
A lot of horses have nicknames, but most of the time their nicknames have something to do with their proper name. But in the case of Get Stormy, I don't know that you could guess his nickname, but here's a hint. It has something to do with his markings.
His name is Clyde.
Why is he called Clyde?
He's called Clyde because he looks like a Clydesdale.
Do you prefer to go by Get Stormy or Clyde? Clyde? Okay, Clyde it'll be.
We should grow those white fetlock hairs on him, then he would truly look like a Clydesdale. Well, he certainly is my best for sure, and you know we're very hopeful that he can do some more for us this year, and you know we've got a couple of big races we're thinking about ahead of us, so hopefully we're going to be able to get there. Back up to the mile pole, Johnny, and gallop jog all the way back to the 3/4, once around back past the half.
Okay. Get Stormy's getting ready to get on the track on this really cool morning at Saratoga. How do you feel, John?
Very good. Beautiful. I've never seen a horse develop any better than this colt has, you know, physically. He doesn't fit in that stall door too easily. But that's why we all get up in the morning to do this. We want to train good horses, and it's exciting when you get one in your hands. That's for sure.
Up next on HRTV Rewind.
And here comes a part leveling off that massive stride of his, and a part goes right on by.
time for a bullet journal real quick here on Against the Odds. And one of the features on the undercard at Louisiana Downs on Saturday is the Sunday Silence Stakes, one of my favorite horses. So Sunday Silence, did he ever race on turf? Because that's a mile and a 16th.
No, he didn't, but his dam Wishing Well was one of the best grass horses in California. He would have been a great grass horse if he had had that chance.
He made a lot of green, but he never raced on turf. Did Sunday Silence ever win on a Sunday?
Probably not.
Answer's no there, too. There's a lot of Saturday wins, but no Sunday wins. And who was third behind Sunday Silence and Easy Goer back in that Derby?
I have no idea.
Another Phipps.
On-Spiring. That's right. He was coupled that day, wasn't he?
And 2B.
That's right.
Crossed
but he was a distant
second, third
wasn't
behind
he?
Sunday Silence. He was doing one of those in the stretch, yet still got a win.
The Grade 2 Super Derby was this week's Claiborne Stakes showcase.
As the field turns for home, Hurricane Ike off the turn, Distorted Economy and Golden Mocha. Apart swings wide. Ricky Tick tries to find a way out. He's bounced about. 1 furlong to go. Distorted Economy's in front. Hurricane Ike fights back in second. And here comes Apart leveling off that massive stride of his. And Apart goes right on by. Apart wins the Super Derby.
Prior to the race, owner and former jockey Renee Douglas joined Race Day America.
How are you doing? How is therapy going for you, and how are you feeling physically?
I feel good physically. You know, it's a challenge that I had to deal with every day. You know, every day I had to wake up, and some days it's harder than other ones. But you know, I'm looking forward to do the best I can, and hopefully we find the cure for the paralysis, and other diseases, and just doing my therapy. And like I say, I gotta go back to Panama to do the treatment of stem cells again for the second time in November. So hopefully, I try everything. I always was like that, even when I was riding, I was always trying to find my way to win the race, and it's just the same thing doing now. Doing my therapy and find the way to do, the stem cells. And I wish, this country with all the money for cancer and that disease up there, they one day they be able to do stem cell here. I think is very good, and hopefully one day they have it here in the United States.
Arlington Park concluded their meet this week. Here's a look at some of the highlights from Chicago.
On this windy opening day in the gate. Away and running at Arlington. It is Carlson and Country Flavor in the Hanshin Cup. Tezaquina in 1:53.2. She made all in the Arlington Matron. Into the final furlong in the Arlington Oaks Upper Line. Upper Line wins going away from Snowtop Mountain. Informed Decision just in front of Rentable. It's Informed Decision, and our class carries her through in the Chicago Handicap. Working for Hops, the Arlington Classic winner, has the American Derby 2. Working for Hops has won it for Mr. Mardi Gras. Rahi Strada and in there's Carlson to win the Arlington Handicap. Tuscan Evening holds Eclair de Lune close to the finish. Tuscan Evening and Rafael Bejarano. Her 6th straight success comes to the Modesty. Here comes Patio Prado down to the final furlong. Now the full force of Patio Prado brought to bear. The millionaire, the Secretariat winner, Patio Prado does it again with Ken DeSormo.
That's pretty exciting. It's about as exciting as the first time we won this race with Kitten's Joy a few years ago.
Inside the final half furlong, Eclair de Lune led. Eclair de Lune close to the finish. Eclair de Lune, Junior Alvarado for Richard Duchessois. A Ron McAnally win of the Beverly D with Eclair de Lune.
I'd rather win this than the Derby. We always present the Beverly D trophy, so I'm not sure who's going to present it now.
Giovanni close to the finish. Up the inside is Debussy. Debussy's 11-1 for William Buick. Debussy, the European Raider, to get and beat Giovanni and a million shocker. It is Grant Estreno, Matt Flatterer, Giant Oak. Grant Estreno defends his crown. Ron Giroux and Dade Babe has won the pucker up. Major gain up to the front for Junior Alvarado and Wayne Catalano. Major gain in the Arlington, Washington Futurity. Coming up for the wire, E.T. Baird and Wonderland by Night. Wonderland by Night has won it.
We've got a Wonderland by Night. Illinois State bred winning the Grade 3 Arlington, Washington Lassie.
Leading trainer at Arlington, Wayne Catalano, joined Race Day America on closing day. 74 wins to Nick Kanani's 51. This has to be maybe a little even sweeter for you because you didn't have the Calabrese wind beneath your wings this time. Nick Kanani did, and he's second to you. Tell us how that feels.
Well, it's always good to win. You know, it wasn't about the rival at that moment there, but it was really hard trying to get by some guys that never lose. I mean, that Calabrese operation, they never lost. In the beginning, we had a rough time there, but things leveled out, and we had a good meet, and, you know, I had to be happy with that.
Well, Wayne, you've always been very competitive and very dominant with racing in Chicago. Do you go into a meet like the Arlington Summer Meet with the idea that you want to secure a leading trainer?
Well, we kind of wanted to this year. Yeah, we had a little reason. We had a little thing going on, me and Mr. Frank and the rest of the crew. So it was a lot of fun starting out. Mr. Al London this season gave us a lot of real live horses, and you know, all the people along the way who you know, give us these horses was like, you know, it's amazing, you know, how it felt. All came together.
It really is. I mean, that shocked me that things came along so quickly, and you even did get a winner's circle picture with your friend slash rival Frank Calabrese when you had the dead heat early on. That was one of the classic moments of the meet, as all of you got in the winner's circle together with the two horses.
Well, I was kind of one of the times, you know what, I'd like to win the race, but it took so long. I said, you know, this might be fun if we dead heat. It was a fun moment. It was good to be back in the winner's circle with Mr. Frank. He gave me a lot of opportunities and a lot of nice horses. We won some big races, and, you know, we broke records and won races. So, you know, it was a good relationship. We had some fun. It was just time to move on.
We got some inside information on the 1985 edition of the Arlington Million, known as the Miracle Million.
My wife had just died, and I was down at the Kentucky Derby and ran into Joe Joyce and Sheldon Robbins, and they were going to put together a syndicate and buy Arlington Park from Gulf and Western. Well, when it came time to pay for it, nobody had any money. So I gave Joe Joyce 5% and Sheldon Robbins each 5% for $100 apiece and bought the track. And that's how I got into the racetrack business. This was not something I was doing because it was a passion. It was because I was asked to do it and I enjoyed being with the people. And I didn't come here, I don't think 5 or 6 times after we bought it in '83 until the fire.
Smoker fire in the Horseman's Lounge at the racetrack.
That's all for HRTV this week. Here's what you can look forward to next week, including live on-site coverage from Laura Park for the 25th Jim McKay Maryland Million.
You know, last week we took you to the Winter Resort.
Really, I think what Jim, he did all other kind of sports, but Jim lived for racing.
With the great secretariat here at Claiborne Farm.
He was telling the world about this country that he loved, this country of Maryland.
And this is Seattle's Sloughs.
So why don't you dream up one more and we could call it the Maryland Million. And that's where the name was born.